Alright, Shalom. I'm back with another quick video. This video, I just wanted to kind of share some things that I found out I think I found it out on an accident. A sister commented on one of my videos. She had a video about makeup is really witchcraft and asked me to check it out. So I did check it out. And you know how you get the little suggestions on the side, or like the up next stuff or whatever. On the up next thing, I saw something about makeup, how to incorporate witchcraft into your makeup routine or something like that. So I'm like, oh, what's this about? Let me go ahead and check this out. So then I'm looking at it, and the first video I saw was some transgender or transsexual, I don't know which one, Caucasian guy, boy, putting on makeup as a girl and used some type of signal, not a signal, but a symbol, and did it with the makeup and then blended it in. And in their mind, his mind, whatever, he felt like he activated that symbol, which he put in the middle of his forehead. He activated this symbol when he blended it in. And there was a lot of makeup going on in that video. I mean, like, you know how they speed the video up? The video was still like probably 15-20 minutes. So I'm like, this is a lot of makeup. And I've done videos like very quickly addressing makeup and stuff like that, but I do know, and I have mentioned before, that it can be used for deceitful purposes and stuff like that. And so I don't encourage wearing a whole bunch of makeup, because you should still look like yourself if you're going to wear it. And also make sure that it's clean, because you don't want to be putting pork on your face. So look into that, okay? But okay, so that was like a transformation. I'm sure you guys have seen other videos where a man transformed into a woman in appearance because of makeup. That's why I'm against contouring and stuff like that. Because if you have a woman who contours and you have a man who contours, how will you tell the difference? How? You have the same makeup on, you have the same weave, you look the same. That's a part of the trick. That's a part of the deception. But back to the point, but just to put that out there so you know, that's a part of the trick and the deception, the confusion. Okay, so I saw that and I'm like, well, I get that, some people probably will do stuff like that, but a lot of people probably don't do stuff like that. But I felt like it was more there for me to know. So I proceeded to, I think I went to my homepage or something, because it's like right after I watch something according to that category will pop up in the little recommended or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called on YouTube. I just click on the videos I want to watch. But it was another video about glamour, how glamour routine, how to incorporate that into your everyday makeup stuff. So this was more informative. This was a lot more informative for me. And this chick was talking about, Caucasian chick, she was talking about how the intent of how you apply the makeup and what you're applying the makeup for is actually the witchcraft aspect of it. It becomes a ritual, because you do things intentionally to kind of manifest something that you want to happen. Like they used job interviews for an example, and how you dress, a certain way to present yourself for this job interview. You do your makeup a certain way, do your hair a certain way, you wear certain types of jewelry, and it's very intentional. And I can attest to that, because I had what you would call an interview uniform. I called it an interview uniform. I had a black skirt that came past the knee. Sometimes I would wear one that was a little longer, sometimes, or a black dress that came just past the knee. I had two pairs of shoes that I called interview shoes, and they were pumps, not real high heels, but nice cut. Um, I guess you could say fashionable, but not too fashionable. But you wouldn't. It was a very put together look. I always wore a white shirt. Only one time in my whole history of working for these people did I ever wear a dress, and it was a black dress, came to the knee, had the pumps, and I wore a black blazer. Always had a black blazer because that's what we were taught growing up young. That's what I saw my mom wear. That's what all the articles said. They would give you certain things to wear. Don't wear these colors and wear these colors, and this is professional and that's professional. So you were kind of programmed and trained to present yourself a certain way to put the thought into the interviewer's mind that, yes, I want to hire this person based upon how they've presented themselves and then what they have to offer. Because I've seen people be rejected for not being dressed appropriately, for an interview. They didn't meet the standard of the interviewer. So that's definitely a thing. And I'll touch more on that in a moment. Okay, so then she talked about how she did certain motions with her makeup, with the blending and the skin and stuff like that, intentional to invoke uh, some type of feeling of calmness or to hide insecurities and all of this stuff. And it was a term they used for symbols that they use, but I can't remember what it is because I rebuke all that witchcraft stuff. But I'm sharing this because uh, we need to know that to some degree, and it's obvious and it's apparent. To some degree, there absolutely is an element of witchcraft that can be used when you're dealing with makeup. If I wear makeup, because I don't wear makeup often, hardly ever, really. Every once in a while, I will wear makeup for my husband. Like if I'm gonna be all in his face or something like that. I have big eyes, so I'll put on a little eyeliner and a little mascara to like make them pop because I have long eyelashes naturally. But when I blink, I like them to be visible for him. Because if I'm giving them the googly eye or whatever, then yeah. But that's for him. I wouldn't do that. And it's not a lot, because my husband does not even like a lot of makeup. He likes the little bit that I wear. But if he feels like I have too much on, he'll say, "Why you got on so much makeup? Like you don't need all of that." But I do like my lip glosses. My lips are so chapped right now, anyways, like super chapped. I don't have no coconut oil, no nothing on it. I'm just dry. This is how I am most of the time. Like 95% of the time, I'm just like this. So, and it's all good because this is how I was created. So that's awesome. I'm just being myself. But when I do wear makeup, I do it intentionally, with the intent of being appealing to my husband, to add a little spice, a little sultriness, if you will. But that's for him, that's not for everybody. And if I know that putting these things on, even if it's a small accentuation, I don't want to call additional attention to myself if I'm going out somewhere, especially if my husband is not going to be there. Like if I'm running an urgent errand that I could not wait for him to do, then Yeah, I'm not putting that stuff on because I don't want anybody to look at me the same way my husband looks at me. I don't want them to see me the same way my husband sees me. So, excuse me. So, yeah, that intention thing is the whole difference because if you put on makeup to intentionally entice someone, you know that you're looking very sultry and very seductive, with the eyes, you got your little going on and stuff like that. You have to check what's going on in here inside, okay? Because why are you trying to call that type of attention to yourself? Especially if you're married. Like, check that right away, please. But yeah, this intention, um, the intentions of our hearts, our minds, what's really in us, they come out in our actions. 100%. You don't hide who you are by what you say. You reveal who you are by what you do. And I feel like it's pretty evident a lot of times if you have the spirit of discernment, you can look at somebody and tell, oh, they're dealing with this kind of spirit or whatever. And it's because they're doing something with intent, and it's giving off that vibration that you're able to discern. So that's really what that is. But yeah, we have to be careful with this. And so, even with like beauty routines and stuff like that, like I would occasionally see like a video pop up in the little recommended thing on YouTube, that little area. And I'll click on it, to see what people use because you guys know I'm all about this natural product stuff. And I have the stuff that I do, but if I can improve, I want the knowledge. And they call them beauty routines. I don't have a beauty routine to share because I don't do too much. I wash my face. I use a little brush to scrub it. And then I put some rose water on there or some coconut oil on there. That's literally it. There's nothing to show you. Okay? So that's pretty much it. I mean, like I might mix up some facial cleanser to do that, but that would be showing you a recipe, not showing you a beauty routine. So yeah, nothing interesting over here about that. But anyways, I would look at some of those things and I'm like, okay, if I can take something from it, I do. If I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing that, then I just don't bother with it. But this would be the whole difference between whether you're doing a beauty routine or a beauty ritual. Because what makes uh, the routine transform into a ritual is the intention behind what you're doing. If you're doing it just for, what I would deem normal reasons, um, skincare, uh, body care, whatever you want to call it, just to keep your skin fresh and smooth and nice and clear and stuff like that, then that's cool, that's fine. But if you're, up here like manifesting, it's almost like you trying to cast a spell on somebody when they gaze upon you. Like we have to just really be careful with that, and especially using other products to do that, because I know some products have pork in them, some have carmine in them, which is an unclean bug. So you definitely just want to be very careful when you're dealing with stuff like that. And guys, we're beautiful anyway, so we really don't need all of that stuff. But I mean, if you like it and your head is like, go do your thing, then go ahead and do your thing. Just don't be overboard. You never want to be a stumbling block to somebody else, and even in accentuating your beauty, because that's not, I mean, unless that is purely your intention, like check yourself. And if you're married, that 100% not be your intention. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, don't do that. Do that for your husband. Like, please do that for him, but don't do that for anybody else. Okay? So yeah, just stay away from all the extra. Don't get caught up in it. And remember to check your intentions for why you do certain things. Like, definitely check your intentions for that. Um, we have to do a lot of self reflecting and think about why we do the things we do. What is the driving point or origin? What is the origin of why we do what we do? Where did these thoughts and desires and habits originate from? Like, these are the questions you have to ask every day about everything you do, and then you proceed accordingly. So, yeah, that's all I have about this makeup routine versus ritual, and even how we dress, how we present ourselves. That can become a ritual as well if you're trying to entice somebody and seduce them and stuff like that. Like, clean that heart up if that's what you're doing. And if you're not, all praises, keep doing what you're supposed to do. Do the righteous thing. So that's all I have for this topic. If you guys have anything, experiences or anything like that that you want to share, definitely chime in the comment section, because first of all, everybody will get to see it so they can learn from your experiences, and then of course I will respond. And if you have just any regular comments, go ahead, drop those too. So until next video, blessings to you in your houses, and shalom.